And he makes them both. Three titles in 4 years, new arena next year, Jay, in San Francisco. Crazy to think that any of these Warriors would want to go anywhere else.
It's the way they've been leveraging their brand off the court in Silicon Valley. You see guys like Kevin Durant, who have 35 Media, his own media production company, also making a ton of investments. You see Stephen Curry and Andre Iguodala investing in E-Game Sports. They're able to leverage the business outside the business of sport, which is why I think they'll stay around in the Silicon Valley for a very long time.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
Free throw good as he finishes off the three-point play. They're back within a bucket. Now Adams down low to George. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. And Paul George good on the quick release there.
And they're relentless with these long shots. It just seems like their spacing is perfect, and they come down, they know exactly where they want to be, and they're shooting the ball without hesitation.
Russ at the controls to Paul George. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at three coming up.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Paul George trying to cash in on the three-point play. A career 84% free throw shooter. Oh, emphatic slam.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Down to Adams. To George. Trying to cash in. Paul George. He's now 4 for 6.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next level elite PG. No doubt about it. This year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
To Westbrook. The crossover gets inside and the slam dunk. You can try and body him up, but he'll still run right through you.
It's the way he attacks that makes him so dangerous. He chips off a piece of your body one possession at a time. First it's your arm, then it's your leg, and then inevitably it's your soul.
George against KD. Oh, can't do that.
Those cat-like hands almost got a steal.
Paul George, couple of free throws on the way. Hasn't missed yet. First one goes down. So he hits the first, misses the second. Curry to bring it up. 9-point margin. From long range. And Steph, he can make that shot with his eyes closed. Wide open, knocks down the three.
I know he's a volume shooter. I know defensively at times you have to take your lumps. Might be time to adjust the scouting report, though. Start denying him the ball.
Count the basket. A lot of contact. No foul.
It can only be one of two things here. One, the defender ran out of gas. Or two, this dude is just unstoppable.
Steph Curry, guarded by Terrence Ferguson. Steven Adams, huge block.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
Durant, guarded by Patterson. Gets it to go. Could have been more. A lot of contact, but no foul.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
It's good. If you don't stand in his way, he's going to make you pay.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Knocks down the first. Goes 2 for 2. Deep three at the buzzer. That ends the period. The Thunder with the lead.
Let's take a look at what went down so far in this one. The Thunder worked hard and
all set to go here in the second half. The third quarter is underway. Curry has it.
It's me, I got it.
Adams. Strong finish for Paul George.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
Curry into the front court. His guys down 11. Got it.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
Paul George. Durant picked up by Patrick Patterson. Down to Green. Draymond Green. He struggled just a little bit. 2 for 5.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Boogie abusing the rim. Big finish. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
And the Thunder with the rebound. To Westbrook. And a nice finish at the rim.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Big man, Steven Adams. That's how it's done. He's 4 for 4 in the game.
The pass was really good, but what I love most about the play, Ed, was that every player that ran in transition had active hands, which means they were active targets. They provided a target for the player to deliver the pass. That's how you work together as teammates.
Ferguson slams it down.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
Steph Curry picked up by Westbrook. Trying for a 30-point night, but it's no good.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
The assist from number 23, Terrence Ferguson.
George. And the finish. Slam dunk.
I don't think I could do that on a 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. Here's Curry with it up top. The deficit now up to 12. And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. The results, he's going to the line.
I don't know about that one, Ed. I always thought your hand was part of the ball.
Paul George has got 2 shots coming, shooting 66% in this contest. Able to convert on both free throws. We get a whistle and a timeout by Golden State as their coach wants to get a word in with his guys here in this third quarter.
Present your tickets now at any participating Bonsville Burgers restaurant for a 10% discount on your meal. Bonsville Burgers, where the
Steve Kerr will change it up.
substitutions, Golden State.
It's Curry controlling the offense. Has a look. And scores.
The one thing we know for certain in this league, it doesn't matter how big the margin is, you can always put together a run and get back in this one.
Ah, the monster stuff.
And easy, too, get back on defense.
Durant across the timeline. 14-point deficit. Steven Adams with a piece.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new age of basketball, especially in the draft room. You have to draft players with size and length. That's the biggest deterrent for any team offensively.
Thompson, that's how you defend.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Oh, stolen by the Warriors.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in 1st and 2nd grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Russ at the controls. Lets it fly from long range. Gets it to go. Coach cannot be happy with that closeout.
Defense, do the math. You force them to take tough twos, you'll probably have a better chance to win this game if you can slow down the pace.
Stuffs it down with authority.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
Billy Donovan making some moves at this point in the game. Paul George. Beyond the arc for three. He engulfed him that time. To Curry. Great pass to set it up. Runner here won't go down. Yes, Klay Thompson. Not shaken for the early struggles. Maybe this is a sign of things to come.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
George against Cousins. And counted at the rim.
Here's lesson number 1. When you allow a player like that the freedom of space to dance with the ball, there's no telling what kind of breakdance move they might hit you with.
Knock loose. Durant against Paul George. Couldn't keep it in. Out off Paul George. It remains Warrior basketball. Curry. He's been dialed in from long distance. That's now 5 threes for the game.
Nothing more painful than the next day watching tape, seeing the fact that he got 15 points off 3-point shots.
Deep three at the buzzer. That ends the third quarter. Thunder with the lead. The Thunder have it to start the fourth quarter. And, Jay, I'm as shocked as you are. Neither of us expected this.
Ed, I'm sitting here shaking my head because I am baffled. I thought maybe they could have given them a game. But I don't think anyone saw them with a double-digit lead to start the fourth quarter.
George gets it in the right corner to Paul George. A bad pass there. Warriors have it.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Slams it down.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Durant. Nice pass to get things going.
And I love when people are saying, well, he's not an exciting player. I don't need him to be exciting. I need him to be fundamentally sound.
Down low Adams. Big man, Steven Adams. The defense is really going to have to start paying attention. He's 5 for 5 for the field.
We're watching the clinic right now. We're watching basketball 101. Whoever this professor is, he needs to get paid top dollar.
Durant. Jumper's good. Paul George to Adams. And scores.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Felton, tough matchup against Durant. Has a chance. Wide open look, won't go. To Cousins. DeMarcus Cousins. Not a busy night, but effective. 2 for 2.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
George against the KG veteran Iguodala. Now the Warriors gonna call a timeout. That's their first of the final 3 minutes. That leaves them with 1 remaining.
I think everyone in this building knows it's going to come down to the last 2 minutes. This game is going to be won with who decides to really show up on the defensive end of the ball.
Substitution being made in this one. It's Steph at the controls. for three. Well, the hot shooting night continues. That's his 6th three-pointer of this game.
And you got to give him a lot of love. He's been knocking down shot after shot. But what is the defense thinking? Do you want to play in this game? It's probably time you start buckling down.
Oh, Russell Westbrook. He's 5 for 10, shooting 50%. Knocked loose. Picked up by the Thunder. Curry. Going to launch beyond the arc. He's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Durant with the basketball up top. The deficit now up to 5. Layup goes down. Well done.
You can forget about it when he uses that 7'5" wingspan to attack the bucket.
To Westbrook. Kevon Looney knocked it away.
Oh, some fans should take that ball home as a gift.
That's a souvenir. Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups. Ferguson. To the rim, lays it up and in.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Westbrook with the basketball. Leads one. Throws it down.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
Durant across the timeline. He'll run the offense. To Cousins. Durant buries it on the catch and shoot.
Just because someone is listening to you doesn't mean that they actually hear you. At the end of the game, when players get tired, they listen to what the assignment was, but they didn't hear what it was.
Durant to Cousins. Steven Adams rejects it. That's his 3rd block this evening.
Just incredible timing on that sort.
Count the bucket for 2.
Look at that, calm under pressure. You see a lot of guys rush those. Nice extra move there.
Ferguson. Here's a chance from long range. It's no good. Shot's not going down. Curry into the front court. Lead is 2. Gets to the basket and scores.
So many times you can tell if a player is going to finish before he even gets to the rim. Did you see that look on his face? That was a look of a 3-point play. You always going in thinking you can get more at the rim.
And scores. Great body control on the step through.
Ooh, Ed, looking like the young Manu Ginobili with hair out there with the Euro step.
That wasn't that long ago, was it? Ferguson to Adams. Warriors come up with it.
You better get back on D. This thing is not over.
Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle. The Thunder will use a timeout. They'll need a quick shot, and then likely a quick foul in what is now a 2-possession game. It's PG for 2. A fundamental shot right there.
There's a natural tendency when you guard a right dominant hand player to send him left. But for a guy who's a good mid-range shooter, that's wrong. His pace dribble is his left hand. Force him to go right and know that the chances are higher of him trying to drive and attack the rim. That's knowing the scouting.
We get a whistle and a timeout by Golden State as they dig into their bag of tricks, trying to draw up the game winner. And scores. Strong take. Tough make through traffic. No time left on this period, and it's deadlocked, all tied up. And the extra period begins. Steven Adams swats it. Fourth this contest. OKC ball. Lays it up and in.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
Livingston picked up by Patrick Patterson. Easy pass to the rim.
That might have been a little bit easier than expected there, considering the score.
Felton into the front court. Looking to make something happen. He cruises in for two. Too easy.
The defender needs to do a better job of forcing a pickup there.
Durant with the basketball up top. Down just a couple. Slam dunk, Sean Livingston.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice finish. It's all business.
And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Thunder. Durant to Sean Livingston. Steven Adams tips it. Ooh, 5 now.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Oh, he's denied.
Oh, big man doing work right there.
He'll go to the foul line to shoot.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
Sean Livingston at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 79% the line. And he connects on the first free throw. 2 for 2 on that trip. Felton takes aim at Livingston. Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
Okay, you don't get a 10 for style points, but it worked.
And count the basket inside.
I see this happen all the time. It used to happen to me. Sometimes an easy offense allows more effort to translate to the defensive end.
Jonas Jerebko sends it away. And that'll be out of bounds. Last touch by Durant. And they call it.
Just a tic-tac foul.
On a bad pass. Going to be taken away by the Warriors. To Durant. And a throwdown.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
Nice pass to set things up. Throws it down.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. Kevin Durant with the rock. And the slam.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Takes stock of the floor. Felton into the front court. Trailing by 4. Nearing impossible. No getting through.
5, Ed. That's 5 blocks tonight.
Nice finish at the rim.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as the difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want it.
Stuffs it down with authority. Kevin Durant, dynamic once again.
And giving it to you any way you want it, on the block, from the perimeter, mouse in the house, whatever the scenario is, Kevin Durant has an answer.
Looks like both teams are making substitutions. To Westbrook. Oh, stolen by the Warriors. The pass set it all up.
He's a modern-day big that plays like a 6'2 guard. Scary.
Westbrook into the front court. Margins 8. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Because in certain players' mind, it doesn't matter if they're amongst the trees or not. They're always going to be the giant in the paint.
Oh, they call him for the foul.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Oh, bad pass there. Warriors have it. To Thompson. And the rebound comes to OKC. To Westbrook. Paul George. 4-2. Yes, when this guy's open, look out. Nearly automatic. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
Curry with the ball. Fires the three. Cleans the offensive glass to Curry. 4-3. Oh, they've come roaring out of the gate in overtime, breaking this game open.
And you got to give some love to the strength and conditioning coach for this team. All the off-season, preseason workouts have ultimately led to this point.
Shifting gears. Here come some substitutions. Now we get a call for reaching in. Intentional foul. That means free throws with under a minute to go in the game.
He took a chance. That's the right call.
Thompson. To Green. Fires the three. Can't get the bounce. Ferguson to Westbrook. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. That's off the side of the rim, no good.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Had made his first couple, but he misses there.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Green to Durant. Thompson. And he hits. Oh, that one could be the dagger as they've opened it up here in the final minute of overtime.
I don't know about that, Ed. I've been a part of a game where we came back from 10 with a minute left to go. Anything is possible.
Would you call that a miracle minute? Won't go down. George, it's good. Defense has to pick things up. Straight on three. At the buzzer, it's the Warriors who get the victory as they win it in overtime. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Taylor Rose here, and I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Warriors were successful in overtime, earning a solid win. It was impressive to watch them battle fatigue on their way to a positive result. In the end, their perseverance was rewarded in a grueling game. Check out the leading scores for the Golden State Warriors.